Henry and the Elephant.
Thomas the Tank Engine puffed happily along his branch line with Annie and Clara. The Fat Controller was waiting on the platform. He looked at his watch. Well done, Thomas. You are right on time and really reliable. Thank you, whistled Thomas. Ooh, right on time and really reliable, puffed the coaches. But the big engines were not feeling cheerful at all. Where's Percy? Mumbled Henry. He's supposed to fetch our coaches. We get no rest, complained James. He edged angrily onto the turntable and spoke rudely to Henry. What's the matter, Henry? There's no rain today. Stop worrying and do some work instead. I'm not afraid of getting wet anymore, puffed Henry. Anyway, you look silly enough to be a clown. You should be in a circus. Oh, whistled Percy, so you've heard the news. What news? Grunted Gordon. About the circus. Percy, what are you talking about? The circus has arrived, explained Percy. I've been shunting special trucks. The Fat Controller needs your help too. The engines soon forgot to be tired and cross, until it was time for the circus to leave. Then Gordon and Henry were cross all over again when James got to pull the train away. A little later, the Fat Controller returned. Come along, Henry. The tunnel is blocked down the line. You must take some workmen to investigate. Pushing trucks, grumbled Henry. They stopped outside the tunnel. The workmen went inside. It was very dark and quiet, but not for long. Help! Shouted the workmen, and they ran out. We started to dig at the block, but it grunted and moved, one said. Rubbish, said the foreman. It's not rubbish, it's big and alive. We're not going in there again. Right, said the foreman. I'll ride in the truck and Henry shall push it out. Whee! Said Henry unhappily. He had been shut in the tunnel for being afraid of the rain, but this was worse. Something big and alive was inside. Beep, beep. I don't want to go in. Neither do I, said his driver. But we must clear the line. Oh dear, puffed Henry. Then there was trouble. The block was indeed alive and very strong. It began to push the train backwards. Out of the tunnel came Henry. Then the trucks, and last of all, a large cross elephant. Well, I never did, cried the foreman. The workmen gave him some cake. He drank 3 buckets of water and was just about to drink another when Henry let off steam. Oh! Cried the elephant. Water went all over Henry. Poor Henry. The elephant and his keeper were soon reunited, but Henry was most upset. An elephant pushed me! An elephant pushed me! That night, he told the other engines all about it. Gordon and James felt sorry for Henry, but still teased him. First the rain, then an elephant. Whatever will you be afraid of next? Never mind, Henry, murmured Thomas. I think you were brave today and really reliable too.
paint pots and queens.
Gordon, the big engine, and Thomas the tank engine puffed buffer to buffer back home. It had been a busy day. First, Thomas had teased Gordon about the time that the big engine had slid into a ditch. Then Thomas fell down a mine, and Gordon came to his rescue. "Remember, Thomas," called Gordon roundly, "united we stand, together we fall. You help me, and I'll help you." "I'll remember," replied Thomas, "but I hope the Fat Controller forgives us soon." Suddenly they noticed something. As the two engines whistled into the sheds, everywhere they looked they saw paint pots and painters. "Bus by buffers," said Thomas. "What's happening?" "Shh," whispered Percy. "The Fat Controller is going to tell us now." "Ladies, gentlemen, and engines, I am honoured to inform you that Her Majesty the Queen herself is coming here to visit us. Now, on with the preparations." The engines wondered who would pull the royal train. "I'm too old to pull important trains," said Edward sadly. "I'm in disgrace," sighed Gordon gloomily. "You'll choose me, of course," boasted James. "You," snorted Henry, "you can't climb hills. He will ask me to pull the train, and I'll have a new coat of paint." Then the rain came. Henry's driver and fireman covered up their cab to keep dry. A painter was on the ladder above the line. Henry's smoke blew high into the air. The painter couldn't see. Both he and the paint pot fell all over Henry. Poor Henry. "Well, you're not a pretty picture," sneered the painter. The Fat Controller spoke next. "You look like an ice cake, Henry. That won't do for the royal train. I must make other arrangements." Gordon and Thomas were waiting for him. "Please, sir." "One at a time," replied the Fat Controller. "Yes, Gordon?" "May Thomas have his branch line again?" I think you are both very sorry and deserve a treat. Edward will go in front to clear the line. Thomas will look after the coaches, and Gordon will pull the train." The great day came. All the engines worked hard, bringing people to the town. Thomas sorted out their coaches in the yard. Edward steamed in. "Beep! The Queen is here!" Then Gordon whistled as he approached the station. Everyone knew that sound. The Queen's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless, and his brass shone brightly. The Fat Controller stood to attention. "Welcome, Mum." The Queen thanked him for a splendid run and asked to see all the engines. "Beep, beep," whistled Toby and Percy. "Shh," hissed Henry and James. But Toby and Percy didn't care. "3 cheers for the Queen!" "Beep, beep," whistled the engines. When it was time to leave, the Queen spoke specially to Thomas, who fetched her coaches, then to Edward, and finally to Gordon, who took her away. No engines ever felt prouder than those on the Fat Controller's rail.